Welcome back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker. Dr. Cheryl Schrader will be moving on from her position as chancellor at Missouri S&T. Schrader has accepted a position as the president of Wright State University in Fairborn, Ohio, effective July 1st. Schrader says it has been a tremendous privilege to lead Missouri S&T over the past 5 years, and that she is indebted to the wonderful students, alumni, faculty, and staff of the university. If you enjoy hiking and biking on Missouri's Katy Trail, you'll soon enjoy a recreational path closer to home. In 2012, folks in Owensville, Rosebud, and Gerald helped in the effort to convert the Rock Island Rail Corridor into a walking and biking path that is spanning most of the state. A section from Pleasant Hill to Windsor opened in December. The project is serving more than just fitness and recreational goals, as Leanne Mentink found out during an interview with the trail's executive director, Greg Harris.
Greg, I know that you worked on the Katy Trail as well as now the Missouri Rock Island Trail. Tell us how the two are different, maybe in funding or how you've gone about getting those projects to come to pass.
Sure. Well, in the 80s, when the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad was abandoning their corridor, Ted Jones of Edward Jones donated some $2 million to buy the corridor. We're so pleased with this corridor that Ameren, the utility, is donating this whole 191 miles to the state of Missouri. And once the rails and the ties are pulled up, it is pretty much like a dirt road, and it's a flat dirt road. And so it's all cleared and really ready to use as it is. But of course, people expect it to be developed like the Katy Trail, and that will happen as public and private monies are available. In terms of a tourism facility, though, this has incredible bridges and tunnels. I've lived in Rolla for 21 years, and I didn't know until about 2 years ago that there's a 740-foot tunnel under Freeburg that's just north of here. So 2.5 football fields long. That's the short tunnel. The long tunnel is over by Eugene, south of Jefferson City. It's 5.5 football fields long. So you've got these huge tunnels. There are large bridges, too. The bridge over the Gasconade, about 3 miles from Freeburg, is 1,776 feet long, the same size as the Eads Bridge by the Arch, and 100 feet above the water. So that'll be an incredible feature as well.
I remember how excited I got the first time I went through the Rocheport Tunnel on the Katy Trail. I was like ecstatic, and I think so many people tie that in with that whole experience. You mentioned, Greg, the walking aspect and why that's so important in the communities that the Rock Island Trail goes through. Talk about that and its significance.
Right. When Owensville developed a new school system on the east side of Highway 19, it created a new situation for the community where kids were no longer able to walk or bicycle to school, even if they lived close by, because Highway 19 is 45 miles an hour, and so it's considered unsafe for children to walk or bicycle to school. But the trail goes right underneath Highway 19. There's a bridge there, a railroad bridge, and so the trail will go underneath the bridge and right next to the school, and obviously lots of opportunity for the school. Some of the people in the Owensville area remind me also to not just talk about Owensville, but it's a large consolidated school district, so kids from Gerald would be able to walk or bicycle on nice days all the way from Gerald to Owensville to school if they would choose to do that. And it roughly parallels Highway 28, so it's really an important transportation corridor as well.
Last week, we brought you a story of 3 missing teens in West Plains. One of those teens has been found. 16-year-old Brianna Johnson of Pottersville was located in Poplar Bluff on March 6th and is now in police custody. The other 2 missing teens, Cecilia Downen and Damian Henry, remain at large. 62-year-old Lebanon man George Wayne Scott is behind bars after police searched his home on February 28th. Officers found computers containing child pornography, and Scott was taken into custody. Scott is charged with 3 counts of possession of child pornography and 1 count of failing to register as a sex offender. He is being held in the Laclede County Jail on no bond. It was a raucous Monday night as a line of severe storms pushed through Missouri. Sirens blared in Rolla when Phelps County was placed under a tornado warning shortly before midnight. Luckily, no reports of damage or injuries. Others weren't so lucky. The video you're seeing comes courtesy of Sean Kober, showing the destruction from an EF1 tornado that touched down in Max Creek, northwest of Lebanon. Fort Leonard Wood offers more than just on-the-job training for up-and-coming soldiers. The fort is also home to the U.S. Army Engineer, Chemical, and Military Police Museums at the John Mahaffey Museum Complex. The museums offer soldiers direct training and access to pieces of military history. The three facilities have a combined total of nearly 20,000 items in their collections, only around 10% of which is on display at any given time. In addition to providing around 800 hours of hands-on training with soldiers, the museum is also open to the public 6 days a week and offers free admission. And we hope to bring you an in-depth look at the museums in the near future. The polar plunge for Special Olympics Missouri took place on a rather mild day at the Fugitive Beach in Rolla on March 4th. Teams from around the area dressed for a fiesta, running headfirst into a body of water for a good cause. Fidelity 6 was there, so check local listings to watch the event in its entirety. So I was thinking maybe next year I'll form a recap team to take the plunge. I can wear a suit, carry a microphone. Come on, who's with me? Anybody? Anybody? No one. Literally no one is raising their hand right now. Sad. That's all for now. I'm Matt Wacker. Thanks for watching the weekly recap. I'll see you next time. Come on, people. Take the plunge. The weekly recap is brought to you by Price Chopper, Cooking from Scratch, the Travers Automotive Group, the UPS Store of Rolla, Beck Motors of Owensville, Bayer Dodge of West Plains, Hangin' by a Thread, Mimi's Home Helpers, and Tailor Your Insurance.